Now I gotta turn on the show. Broadcast. Record. Oh.
The Queen Mother Lois Show.
Can you hear
History. She talks about everything from the past
to
the present. She talks about our ancestors, where we came from. She talks about Black history. You need to know your history. That's what she tells you about everything that happened in our Black history with her co-host, Nate Ski 225. Yeah, that's what we need to know about Queen Mother Lois Show. History. That's what she tells you about. History. She drops that knowledge, not that garbage. She drops knowledge about our history. So get to know your history, because I want to know mine. That's why I tune into the Queen Mother Lois Show about history.
All right, party people, we're here. That's right, the first Saturday of the month on 3 Live 365. Live 365. We are on YouTube. Subscribe to us. That's right, True School Radio. Subscribe. Facebook under Nate Ski 225. Subscribe too. Check us out. Oh yeah, come on. I just wondering. Hey, sis, how you doing?
There's no more time to hide me now. I'm keeping it fly me now.
All right, Joe, we are on.
Ready to proceed me now. Me love me alone. Me love me alone. Me love me alone. Me na now. Me na now. Me na now. Me now. Gotta see I'm free. Me alone.
All right, here we go. All right, time you ready. Keep cutting off.
Free, keep. I make it look easy. Just the one from Jones and now the hit is coming. A whole lot of flair. I'm your favorite. Walking through them enemies. I got their special needs. That's why pray on me. Can you feel this feeling deep inside my soul? Alone. You love me alone. Me now.
The show will start in a few minutes.
Me now.
Are you ready for the show? All right, here it goes.
What's up? Yo, who you?
Isaac.
And who you?
Isaiah.
And what y'all call yourself?
Cool Cookie Squad.
And what radio station we listening to?
True School Radio.
And who y'all listen to on True School Radio?
Queen Mother Lois.
Who again?
Queen Mother Lois.
Because they tell you about history, right?
Yup, yes. Black history.
Black history. That's what we like to hear. You want to know about your ancestors, right?
Yes.
You want to know about where you come from, right?
Definitely a yes.
So you listen to the Queen Mother Lois, right?
Yes. And where you come from, the Black people, You come from Africa.
And if you don't know,
Well, now you know. Now you know.
if you don't know,
now you know.
huh?
Oh, that's beautiful.
All right, here we go. Show starting right now. All right. Everybody out there on YouTube, Instagram, on Facebook, we are here live. And now we're going to start the show.
Okay, greetings, everyone. The artist you just heard was Abba from Nambia. That's in South Africa. She's one of our subscribers. That's about the bottom part of Africa.
Right.
So I love her song.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, these are our headlines, Nate.
Okay. All right, we got the headline. The first one, we're talking about the Navy, new aircraft.
Okay, that aircraft was dealing with, they named it after a black hero from World War II.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
I'm gonna talk about it.
All right, and then we have talking about Puerto Rico, the president outrage.
Oh, because all the things.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's what
Resident
outrage.
Right.
Yeah, because that's of the supplies that was misplaced.
Okay. Then we're gonna talk about BLK.
Black
Oh, black.
prosecutor.
Oh, prosecutor. I didn't know about that. Sue her own city. That's in
yeah, they prevented her from doing her job. You heard about
in
it?
Baltimore?
I'll see.
Okay.
I got it over here.
All right. Then we have a black billionaire of 2019. And then did you African American slave rebeller? And then keep blacks from living in Oregon.
Yeah, so that's enough.
Whoa.
Not just talking, then I have to do some more.
Wow.
Yeah, they actually did that.
Okay, that's six things we're gonna talk about, and then the rest I'm gonna name after the next break, and we'll be talking about some more.
Okay.
All right. So the first thing we'll talk about will be about Navy aircraft. Now, if you have a phone, and if you want to call in, you can call in at 909-352-0037. 909-352-0037. Call in after our first break. We let you know, and go from there if you got any questions or any other topics. So don't call in now because we haven't talked about the topics yet. But after we talk about the last topic will be about keep blacks from living in Oregon, then you can call in 909-352-0037.
And don't forget to subscribe to our show.
The show is on True School Radio YouTube, and Nathaniel Carter on Facebook, NateSki225.
So this is dealing with the family of Doris Miller. They was there for the to honor their family member. The Navy's newest aircraft carrier. That is a big shift. Them aircraft carriers are very large. I've been on one before when I was living in San Diego. Okay.
There you
go. This aircraft carrier is being named in honor of an African American hero at Pearl Harbor. The man's name was Doris Miller, an enlisted sailor who received the Navy Cross for his actions during the attack on Pearl Harbor. Miller, a mess attendant in a racially segregated rating aboard the battleship USS West Virginia, will be the first African American to have a carrier named after him. I had a cousin that was in the Navy back in World War II, and at one time they wouldn't let them do anything but clean up the kitchen. That was the only thing they could do on a Navy ship.
Wow.
Yeah. So it makes the first time a flat top has paid homage to an African American, a Navy Cross recipient, and an enlisted service member. And it was decreed on a day set aside to remember the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. and his lifelong crusade to end racial discrimination across the United States. With the USS Arizona Memorial in its backdrop, how Miller rose to battle on the morning of December the 7th, 1941. A mess attendant When they say a mess attendant, I mean the kitchen.
Mm.
In a racially segregated rating that made African American men servants. Their job was just to be servants to the white people.
That's it.
And the people on the ship, the white people were just enlisted men like them.
Right.
And they had to be the servant to them. Instead of collecting the morning laundry, because that was his duty to wash the clothes, Miller carried wounded shipmates from the blazing battleship in West Virginia after it was hit by enemy fire. He fought the flames as they erupted on the vessel, and then manned a 50 caliber machine gun, a weapon he never had operated previously. They didn't even teach him how to use a machine gun because their job was in the kitchen to wash the dishes and cook. The Navy, the Black Navy.
All right, that's all.
To swat away Japanese planes during the ongoing surprise attack that launched the United States into World War II. His ammo spent in order to abandon ship, he was one of the last 3 sailors to escape the carrier named West Virginia. He advanced to mess attendant first class on June 1, 1942, and awarded the Navy Cross for combat valor. Miller was killed 17 months later when a Japanese submarine sank the escort carrier Liscone Bay during the invasion of the Gilbert Islands. You know, as a child, Nate, because this war started in 41. So I was, like under 5 years old.
Right.
But I could hear the grown people talking, and they was talking you always heard the word Pearl Harbor. I didn't know what a Pearl Harbor was, but that's what I remember. But during the time of the war, this is what I remember. It was a ration for everything, like sugar. You couldn't buy sugar unless you had a coupon from the government to buy sugar.
Wow.
Yeah. And canned milk, because it was Carnation was the big thing during the days.
Right.
And coffee and everything. The government would give you coupons because, see, they were trying to save a lot of the food products for the Army and the Navy and all them. So they only let the civilian have just so much. So you couldn't stock up on a bunch of bags of sugar.
Mm.
No, you could only get a few supplies.
Wow.
And then, like, at night, if you stayed on the coast of America, that means near any kind of water, they used to have blackouts. And the government would blow a horn, and that meant you cut off all your lights.
Mm.
And that was to keep the people who lived on the coastline in practice for, like, if the Japanese was to send warplanes over America, they wouldn't be able to see the people down the bottom because the city would be dark.
Okay.
So it was such a thing as a blackout. But that was, most of the people in the inner part of America don't know about that. It's only people who live by the water.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was about the Navy.
Yes.
Aircraft Black Hero.
So last week, some people had heard about this warehouse, and they went in this warehouse in Puerto Rico, and it was diapers, water, supplies, pacifiers, and everything.
Wow.
That was supposed to be in there after they had the
Earthquake.
The hurricane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last year. They never gave it to the people.
And they found it this year.
They just found it last week. In the last 2 weeks they found it.
This year.
Yeah. Somebody who's over that department put all these supplies in the warehouse and didn't give it to the people. Now the people down there hadn't had electricity for a long time. They didn't have water, and all this water was stocked up in this big old warehouse. They showed it on television, all these big warehouses with water and everything in there that the people was needing last year.
Wow.
So I'm sure that person is fired. They said the warehouse was filled with water, cots, and other unused emergency supplies because a lot of people, their mattresses was no more good because, the water came in.
Right.
All their mattress was wet. So they would have had a bed to sleep in.
Ain't that something?
This is about what you call bad government. When whoever's in charge don't keep abreast of the stuff they have and tell somebody else about it. So the people was very angry and they started protesting down in Puerto Rico. Now this is a black prosecutor. She lives in her name is Kimberly Gardner, and she lives in St. Louis, who is under investigation herself because she's the first African American top prosecutor in the city's large white legal establishment. Escalated this week, with the prosecutor suing her own opponents under a ill-used federal law passed in the wake of civil war to stem violence by the Ku Klux Klan. So this is something they set up for the Ku Klux Klan, and she using it to fight against the city. She said she accused the city officials and the local police union and a special prosecutor of a racially motivated conspiracy to deny the civil rights of racial minorities by interfering with her efforts to crack down on police bad conduct and to institute changes in the city criminal justice system. The targets of her suit filed on Monday in federal district court in St. Louis sharply denied the accusation, with the police union calling the legal action frivolous. That's the same things that the Republicans say. If the Democrats say anything, they call everything frivolous.
Right.
The target of a suit filed on Monday in federal district court in St. Louis sharply denied the accusation, with the police union calling its legal action frivolous. So this is what she's doing, and so we're going to see how this case turned out. Let's talk about what's going on with the Trump trial.
I don't know.
Huh?
I haven't watched at all. Just
Okay.
heard about on Madison show that they scared that the Republicans are scared to vote against him.
Well, we talking about Bolton, the guy.
Who wrote the book?
Yeah,
Yeah.
whose book came out,
Right.
and he said he know directly because he talked with Trump about what he was trying to hold up over there in Ukraine,
Right.
and he wanted to testify. Now, I don't know why the Democrats didn't call him when the jurisdiction was under the House, before they went to the Senate.
Right.
They should have called Bolton then, because it was their time, and they had the most people in the House. But they didn't call Bolton at 10. They wanted to wait until it was turned over to the Senate to call Bolton. That was a mistake by them.
Yeah.
It was an unwise decision to put off, because they thought they could shame the Republicans into calling Bolton.
Right.
But they had the authority to call Bolton. So what happened was, the vote yesterday was to not allow witnesses to come forward.
Yeah. And my thing is, if they have nothing to hide, why won't they?
Because they got something to hide.
Yeah, that's the whole
And so the vote was 49 to 50 against 51 of the Republicans. So at first it was supposed to be 4 people who were supposed to be with the Democrats. Only Romy, how you pronounce it? Romy? Yeah, Romy and this lady, her name is Collins.
Right.
But the other 2 people backed down. So they couldn't get to 4. They needed 4 people. And 2 of them backed down. So anyway, they had to vote already that they're not going to allow any more witnesses to come forward. And so next week, possibly Monday or Tuesday, they're going to vote to acquit Trump.
Crazy.
So he's going to get by.
Well, if he get by, we still got to vote to get him out.
Yeah, so the people are going to have to go out, and they're going to have to vote.
Got to go out there and vote to get him out. And then out there in Kentucky, you need to go out there and vote too. I got to get the guy name who's running against McConnell. It's a brother man.
Yeah.
Got to get his name.
And Lindsey Graham.
And Lindsey Graham is another brother man running against him. Out there in South Carolina.
Oh, that's good.
So we got to all go out there and vote. Thank you for joining in, Veronica Morris. Monroe, yeah.
Where's it? Oh, Veronica Moore.
Yeah,
okay.
Veronica Moore. Thank you for James.
Welcome. Mm-hmm.
Welcome for joining in. Keep subscribing on our YouTube and YouTube mainly.
And call in if you want to ask a question.
Call in at 909-352-0037 if you got any questions you will need to ask. Okay, that's about the main key. We got to vote.
Yeah, you have to vote.
Because Republicans that's in the House, you got third of them is up for election. So check out your area where you will live at and realize half of those, a third of Republican is up for election. The one that didn't vote to get them out, those are the one we got to get rid of because they are scared of one man.
Who think he's a dictator.
Right. And he's just not a...
And he bullied his own people.
That's right.
He told them if anybody didn't vote along with him, he wanted their head on the platter, like you talked like the John the Baptist. He wanted their head on the platter. This is what your president said to you. He's a bully. Why are you afraid of him? I mean, why is the Republicans afraid of him? Because he's going to go campaign against them. So they scared to act in their own position because they're allowing this man to be a dictator.
And don't realize that
he don't have that power. You're not supposed to give him that power. It's three equal branches of government, and y'all should stand y'all ground, but y'all acting like little. I ain't gonna say the word. But you know, your name is all you have. So these people who went along with this program and they're going to quit him, when they talk about you after you die, they're going to say that you was involved with the cover-up.
Yep.
Shame, shame, shame. How do you explain this to your grandchildren and your children that you allowed yourself to be part of a cover-up and you didn't stand no ground? That's all you got is your name. And they're going to talk about you when you die.
Yep.
And you don't care. They're not going to say anything good about you. They're going to say you was part of a cover-up.
That's it. Next person coming up, we'll be talking about Black Millionaire of 2019. Black millionaires.
Billionaire.
Billionaires.
B-I-L-L.
B-I-L of 2019. That's the next subject we're going to talk about.
So they have a cement tycoon, Aliko Dangote. He's still the richest black person in the world with a fortune estimated at $10.9 billion. And he's closely followed by Nigerian oil and telecoms mogul Mike Aduna. So they have a lot of people in this billionaire club. Albert Degati. They got Mike Aduna with 9.1 billion. Robert F. Smith, 5 billion. David Stewart, 3 billion. He's American Tech. Oprah Winfrey, 2.5 billion. Stripe, so this is a guy from Zimbabwe, 2.4 billion. And Isabel dos Santos, 2.3 billion. Right now she's going through trouble. She's in Africa. It's the richest lady in Africa. They're doing something against her. I just seen this past week on the news. So the next question they asked about.
Talking about.
Did Africans rebel? The African slaves rebel.
Oh, okay.
They talk about the one in Haiti, but they don't talk about. And they talk about Nate Turner rebellion.
Right.
But they don't talk about it was more rebellions besides that. They act like just the slaves just went along with whatever was done to them. But no, even though they killed them, they did rebel. They had the Stonewall Rebellion in 1739. The Stonewall Rebellion was the largest slave revolt ever staged in the 13 colonies. On Sunday, September 9th, 1739. Now, they got free in 1865, but this is 1739, a day free of labor. About 20 slaves under the leadership of a man named Jimmy provided whites with a painful lesson on the African desire for liberty. Many members of the group were seasoned soldiers, either from the Yamis War or from their experience in their homes in Angola, where they were captured and sold. They gathered at a stony river and raided a warehouse-like store. And they executed the white owners and placed their victims' head in the storefront steps for all to see. They must have chopped their heads off.
Yeah.
So you know they got them back for what they did.
1739.
1739. They was marching through the colony towards Florida. So this happened down in Florida. And as the march proceeded, not all slaves joined the insurrection. In fact, some hung back and actually helped hide their masters.
They help to go hide their masters.
The slaves.
The slaves would go hide their masters.
They helped it hide.
Oh, help
their masters,
wow.
So they wouldn't get executed.
So the masters won't.
Yeah, the slaves.
So I'm saying, okay, the slaves
helped it.
Help hire
their bosses.
Hide their bosses.
Yeah, from the slaves who was rebellion.
Oh, then the slave won't attack them.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
They always had Uncle Toms.
Wow.
So they fought off the English for more than a week before the colonists rallied and killed most of the rebels. And then they had one in New York City. It's called the New York Conspiracy of 1741, with about 1,700 blacks living in the city of some 7,000 whites, appearing determined to grind every person of African descent under the heel. Some form of revenge seemed inevitable. In early 1741, Fort George in New York burned to the ground. Fires erupted everywhere in the city 4 in one day, and in New Jersey and on Long Island. Several white people claimed they heard slaves bragging about setting their fires and threatening worse. Now, you know where Central Park was?
Yeah.
That's where black people used to live at one time.
Yeah, I heard that.
In Central Park. Then they had the Gabriel Conspiracy. That was in 1800. And that was 6 miles north of Richmond, Virginia. You know when we stayed at the timeshare in Virginia?
Right.
Yeah. That's in that area. Every time, you know, they tried to do it, you know, they was always killed off. German Coast Uprising. This one here is a big one here. This is
that's in Germany.
Let me see, a German Coast Uprising. If the Haitian Revolution of 1791 and 1804 spearheaded by Toussaint struck fear in the hearts of slave owners everywhere, it struck loud and electrifying chord with African slaves in America. In 1811, about 40 miles north of New Orleans, a mulatto slave driver on the Andre sugar plantation in the German coast area of Louisiana took violent inspiration from that victory 7 years prior to Haiti. He would go on to lead what the young historian Daniel Ransman called the largest and most sophisticated slave revolt in the U.S. history in his book called American Uprising. You know, you could pull this up on your tablet or computer. The American Uprising. Then they had one in South Carolina, and then the Nat Turner Rebellion, which happened in 1831. You know, they did Nat Turner really bad. Some people say they skinned him.
Wow.
Just like they said, we didn't know everything they'd done to Emmett Till either. There was a lot of, I had some family members that went on a tour about Emmett Till, and they told him some more things they'd done to the little, was he 14-year-old boy? Emmett Till.
15?
That was in 1955 or 56.
Yeah, I think of 14 or 16, I think.
Yeah, because they said he whistled at a white woman, and they found out at the end she
lied.
She said she lied.
She lied, and she's still alive.
Yeah.
She should be going to jail.
She should. Okay.
Okay, coming up next, we have keeps blacks from living in Oregon. Keep blacks from living in Oregon.
The Oregon Black Exclusion Law, exclusion means to exclude, not allow, were attempts to prevent black people from settling within the borders of a settlement. They didn't want people to live, they didn't want black people to live in the U.S. state of Oregon. The first such law took effect in 1844 when the provisional government of Oregon voted to exclude all black settlers from Oregon borders. The law authorized a punishment for any black settler remaining in the territory to be whipped with not less than 20 and no more than 39 stripes, Nate.
Mm-hmm.
For every 6 months they remain.
Wow.
So if you stayed 2 6 months, you get twice the licks with a whip. If you tried to stay in Oregon.
Right now?
No, that was back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day when they didn't want blacks in the state of Oregon. So it's Seattle, Washington,
Right,
and I think Oregon is right under there. They say at nighttime it's so clear in that part of the country. They say you can see the stars and everything really good. But these are things that this country did
The blacks
against us, and they don't want us to talk about it. But the Jews talk about their Holocaust all the time. They don't see nothing wrong with them.
Yeah.
But they don't want the black people to talk about our Holocaust, what they did to us. They say, "Oh, you just talking about the past," but it happened.
No.
It
might be in the past, but we're gonna talk about it now.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
And that's why you're gonna need to subscribe to True is TREUSKOOL Radio on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. You will see it again. You can look for Queen Mother Lois Show History. Check it out and keep looking at it. And if you want to see her past shows on a different radio station back in the day, DNA Radio, you can check out there, but you see Queen Mother Lois come up on everywhere on YouTube. So subscribe to us, TREUSKOOL Radio. That's on YouTube. We need more subscribers, and we can keep doing our show.
So Nate, we're getting ready to go into our African part of the show now.
Right.
So play a song from Africa.
Okay, I got another one.
I'll be back.
I'm gonna play her.
This girl is a vibe. Come on, not the vibe. I'm that girl. Me na now, This girl is a vibe. Not the vibe. I'm that girl. Me na now, Not the vibe, not the type. I'm your man's type. You cannot reach 50%, 100%. Nothing in between. Me na now, No pressure. I don't need no blesser. Yesterday's gone, now today is here. Don't be afraid to take a chance. Oh, why don't you get up? Me na now, Go, won't you open the door? Break between the lines, just stand up. Me na now, Oh, me na now,
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. What about this side? This side, right?
Yeah.
She's from where? You can tell.
Nambia.
Okay, this is Alta. How you say the last name?
Alka Usas.
Oh, Alta Utis.
Alta.
Oh, Alta
Uh-huh.
Otis.
And is that an O or a
Oh,
Q?
that's an O.
Usas.
Otis. That's who's that song, and she's from.
How did she tell you how old she was?
She's 25.
Okay. Yeah, she's pretty.
Yeah, she's from what's that place again?
Nambia.
Nambia.
That's down in South Africa. So look at the bottom of your map.
Okay, that's where she's from, and that's what song she sent to us on True School Radio. If you have any music to send to us, send a TREUSSKOOL radio@gmail.com. Clean version only. Independent artists only. That's it. Your picture and your bio. Independent artists. That means you're not signed with a record label. Okay, we're going to get one more drop. Then we're going to start the show on Queen Mother Lois history.
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Warbucks. And every first of the month of every month, I'm tuned in to the Queen Mother Lois history show on True School Radio. Yeah, dig. Huh?
All right, here we go. We're back at it. Back at the show.
So Nate, if this young lady, she sent her music all the way from Africa to
Right.
you, so why can't why don't you take your time to send to you and get your record played? Because they're doing the days a long time ago of payola back in the 50s. The only way you could get your music played is you had to pay the radio disc jockey.
And that's what they're doing now. They're still doing it.
They're still doing it?
Still doing it. It's undercover.
Oh, okay.
That's all. That's why my stuff don't be played. That's why her stuff be played.
Mm-hmm.
Because and plus her stuff is knowledge, not garbage.
Mm-hmm.
They love playing garbage music. And it's a shame that we are still playing garbage music from the 90s. No, well, yeah.
But you know, Nate, what is good though is like if it's sent to this station, it's played all over the world.
Yes.
I mean, so
Yes.
so if they're playing if they're playing payola, it's to the people who are in America.
Yeah.
But it ain't going all over the world. But over here, you get your music played all over the world.
Everywhere. Everybody can hear it. They go to live 365 True School Radio. Bring it up real fast. Hit on your phone. You have this show, Queen Mother Lois show history. Then you have the Doc and Peasy show every Friday at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. And then you have Independent Playlist, True School Show by Nate Ski 225 comes on at sometimes 7:30 California time, maybe sometimes 6:30. I haven't set my time permit yet, and when I do, you will hear my show.
So what's Warbuck cheering? Are they?
They'll be doing next in in March.
What's the name of their show?
They show called Cool Cooking Squad. Two twins, 9 years old, doing cooking and talking about cooking, bullying, and all that stuff for kids to hear.
They actually
every
going to
Saturday.
cook?
They're going to cook every Saturday.
Oh, okay.
They be on YouTube. So you'll see that too, and kids could join in with them.
Now, what about Brad?
Brad is still waiting on him. He's got back with me yet. And Dre going to wait until maybe April because he got to get his stuff together. But otherwise, we got more people. I put have a young lady who wanted to join us who will be advertising books. If anybody got a book out there, we will instead of
interviewer, huh?
Interview them. We interview them, but they be sponsoring us of their book.
Yes.
You know, so that's how we be doing. So anytime you have something that you like to get out there, you sponsor our show, and we'll get out there. That means
That's very good.
You support our show, and we'll get your stuff out there.
Yeah.
So we'll be we thank you all for sponsoring us, and your stuff will get out there like that.
Yeah, because she could put her book on, on Amazon, but she have to advertise it.
Yeah.
For the people to know about it, so they would come through you.
Right, because she sponsors us.
Mm-hmm.
She
Right.
like our show, so we'll like what she doing.
Okay, that's beautiful. So, have you heard about the locust?
The locust, no.
Okay, the locust is in Ethiopia, Sudan, and Somalia.
Okay, so
That's in East Africa. That'd be over here, Nate. Right here, this area.
right, okay.
Uh-huh. And they say the locust is like a finger long.
So right here.
Yes. Yeah,
Oh, I
right.
can't see.
Right here. Right
Oh,
here.
right here. There
That's
you go.
Ethiopia. At one time, when they used to show the starving people of Ethiopia about 25 years ago, that's why they were starving because the locusts, they would eat up all the green, all the food.
Wow.
So that's why people starve, is because they can't grow any food, because the locusts come by and eat everything that's green,
Wow.
all the plants.
And locust is an animal
It's an insect,
or insect.
about a finger long.
He's eating the food up.
Nate, they showed a little boy. You can't see this picture too clear, but these are locusts there. And you type in about the locusts in Ethiopia, and they're all around you.
Wow.
That's what happened to Egypt a long time ago during the plague of Moses. All these things around you, they can go in your nose, your ears, and everywhere. It's a scary situation.
Yeah, it's scary.
And it was a prophet over in Africa that predicted it was going to happen. And he did it like last March. And it started in January. They long as a finger.
Wow.
And they all around you.
That's crazy.
Okay. Let me read about it.
Okay.
The most serious outbreak of locusts in 25 years is spreading across East Africa and posing an unprecedented threat to food security in some of the world's most vulnerable countries. Authorities say unusual climate conditions are partly to blame. The locust swarm hang like a shimmering dark cloud on the horizon in some places, roughly the length of a finger. The insects fly together by the millions.
Wow.
And are devouring the crops and forcing people in some areas to body wade through them. Near the Kenyan town of Asala on Thursday, one young camel herder swung a stick at them with little effect. Others tried to shoot them away. Now, I heard in Sudan, they were using machine guns.
Oh, to kill them.
To shoot at the insects. Sudan is right here below, right next to Ethiopia, where Egypt is. Yeah, up there. Yeah.
Wow.
Using machine guns.
To kill them.
Yeah. So they mean you can just shoot because they're all around you. This is horrible.
Yes, it is. That's bad.
That's a plague. They happen during Bible time.
Man. That's amazing.
They get in they get in your house. They be in your house, to be everywhere. This is horrible.
Yes, it is.
And they say the locust swarm has been reported in Kenya. The East African regional body reported this week. One swarm measured 60 kilometers. I don't know what that means. 37 miles long. A typical desert locust swarm can contain up to 150 million locusts. It's saying swarms migrate with the wind and can cover 100 to 150 kilometers in one day. I don't know what those words mean. And destroy as much food crops in a day as is sufficient to feed 2,500 people. They can kill that much food in one day.
Wow.
Because they eat it up. You know, like a plant, and you have the stem. They eat everything off of there.
So they can't kill them at all.
It's millions.
Wow.
You know, I know in some countries, you know, they have planes who pass by and drop stuff,
That's what
but
I'm saying.
I haven't heard about anybody doing anything yet. You know, maybe they have started, but it's so many of them. It's millions of them.
Can't kill them all.
I think they said it came from this country right across the water uh from Ethiopia, Yemen. It came across this Red Sea right here. It came across that sea right there. That's where they came across into that country. This is really horrible what those people are going through. They say hundreds of thousands of acres of crops has been destroyed. Already millions of people cope with the constant risk of droughts or flooding, as well as daily unrest in Ethiopia, extremist attacks in Somalia, and lingering fighting in South Sudan, plus worrying about their food. So that's what's going on in East Africa
And
right
nobody
now.
talking about it on TV at all.
No, this is why we talk about Africa on this station,
Right.
because they're not giving you information. CNN gives you very little, and the little bit of news that CNN shows you is about people living in huts. They don't show you the beautiful towns
Yeah.
in Africa. Because like Rwanda, where the Hutus and the Tutsis had a war, I think it's about 15 to 20 years ago. It's the most beautiful city. It's called one of the cleanest cities on earth. I mean, they building such beautiful cities over there. But CNN don't want you to think Africa have any nice places, so they only show you the starving people who are living in huts. They live in houses just like we do.
Right. Just they want to always try and keep black people down.
They want to make them look bad,
Right.
and they don't want to show how they have grown. You know, it's like a bad image. You know, like they do in America. They say everything happened in South Central.
They don't.
You could be lived. They give the people an impression all over the United States that everybody live in South Central or what. Nobody got no pretty houses, but black people do have beautiful houses
That's right.
in California.
That's true.
Matter of fact, they cost a lot of money
Yes, they do.
because the rest of the countries is living in houses cost like $100,000. When you living in a house like like $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, $700, you're not living cheap at all. You got a nice house.
That's it.
But they're not talking about that.
Right. Okay, coming up next, we are talking about Nigeria
Yes.
leads to the nation oppose ECO.
Yeah. This is about the new currency they want to have to replace the old. They want to make Africa to have one money for all of Africa, where all the people can trade with each other,
Right.
instead of each country having their own currency. Because see, like over in America, it's the United States of America.
Right.
So in America, we all united. So your money in New York is the same as the money in California.
Right.
But in Africa, everybody have different money.
Wow.
So they want to have one money for everybody. And they want to have this trade union. And so like they had decided they was going to have one money. They told France that because after France was making all these 14 countries in West Africa deposit their money into their bank every year. 85% of their money they use to run their country. Well, this lady, Dr. Ariana, who is such a smart lady, she told them about what happened to them and how the colonial time, how they divided up Africa and made everybody separate. So anyway, when France got mad when they found out the people was going to say they're going to get their own money, they're going to stop depositing their money over in France. So President Marcos of France got upset, and but first he threatened them and told them they'll be talking about France. And when he heard they was going to change their money, he came in and told them they should change their money to the ECO, and he was going to print the money for them. He was going to print African money, France. Now, how come Africa can't print their own money?
That's right.
Because this wolf was in the chicken coop before. So why should you let France make money printing
right.
African money when they got intelligent black people
Yeah,
in,
it made no
in
sense.
Africa? They can print their own money.
That's right.
So the president of Benin in Africa, right up in here, he agreed to with France that he was going to let them print the money, but Nigeria is opposing that. They said no, they don't want them to change the CFA money to ECO.
That's right.
They want their money to be African
That's it.
money. So with 6 West African countries have criticized with the changes of the regional CFA France currency to ECO, saying it is not in line with what was agreed on for the adoption of a single regional currency. Members of the West African Monetary Zone Convergence Council said they noted with concern the December 21 announcement to unilaterally rename the CFA France used by 8 countries as ECO by 2020. They said this move is not in line with plans by regional bloc to adopt a single currency, also called the ECO. They said in a statement issued after talks in the Nigerian capital of Abuja. They called for an extraordinary summit of WAMSM to discuss this matter and other related issues. This rebuke came after a major announcement that sought to turn the page on CFA France. So what they're doing is they're opposing that. They said they don't want no part of that. So that's what's going on. So you need to learn about the year of return in Africa was very popular with the people. A lot of black stars went over there.
Right.
And they say they enjoyed going there. And they gave some of them passports and what they call it when you make you part of a country. I'm trying to think of that word.
U.S. citizen?
A citizen of Africa. Yeah. They did that to a lot of stars.
Oh, yeah.
When they went over there. So now since Ghana was the one that done that, Ghana's over here. Now Nigeria, they want to do it now for this year, 2020. They want people to come to Nigeria. They went to Ghana.
That's what he's trying to stop. That's why he's trying to stop that.
Who?
Orange Cheeto. That's why he's trying to stop it. He's trying to stop people going over there. But he ain't gonna stop everybody. We going in there.
Because because the people is trying to unite.
Right.
They call us.
He don't want that.
No, he don't want that because they call the people of the black people in America as part of this diaspora.
Yeah.
And they want them to come back to their homeland to visit. And instead of going to France to visit for your vacation, go back to the homeland.
That's right.
They got nice places there and then learn your history.
And the price is reasonable to fly.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't that high at all?
I seen you and my son checking it out last week.
We checking it out. We'll be there. Like I said, we'll be there. Watch.
That's in your bucket list.
That's it. That's in your bucket list for you. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
I hope it happened in my lifetime.
It will. That's why I'm working on it. I check out the prices. I listen to Karen Hunter's show on Sirius XM with Joe Madison, 126, and it's gonna happen. It's a reasonable price to get there. Just got to get it at the right time. So I got to find out about that. 2020. We're in 2020 now, so let's see. There's no problem getting a place to stay. They got some nice places out there, they say. So just mainly getting the money to get on that plane. The plane's a nice ride. And one of the planes that Karen Hunter went last year.
She went over to the return
last year. No, last year she went, just not return, but she went last year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Well, last year she went? Or this year? Last year. And she said the flight was great.
Really?
Everybody on the flight was black.
That's beautiful.
The pilot was black. The people who served the food was black. Everybody was black. It's amazing.
You know, the people who went over there and said what they felt good about was when they went to that country and they seen the people running their country, and there's no glass ceiling for the people over there. You know, it's a glass ceiling for black people in America. But over there, the people can be anything they want to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And nobody gonna call you the N-word over
No.
there.
And the food is great.
Yeah.
She said the food was some food she never had before. She said it was so good.
Mm.
So we be going soon, and I'll be doing the show out there
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
live from Live 365. Ain't that hard to do?
Okay, what I got next?
Next on the list we have UK looks to fast-growing Africa for trade ties.
Oh, okay. What they have is a picture of Queen Elizabeth. Should put it on the screen.
Which one here?
No, this right here.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
Okay. And this is the guy who's running England right now. He broke up. Yeah, this guy here. This is the guy from over there in Africa. He's the one that's running the UK now. So when we say UK, we mean the United Kingdom.
Right.
It's England.
And the one who's running is the black one or the white one?
No, the black guy's from Africa.
Okay.
Because see, now since Africa is setting up their own trade union, the people want to trade with Africa now.
Right.
They didn't got out of Brexit.
Yeah.
So now they see that the African people are trying to come together and stop being divided. And they want to make their trade union one of the best.
Right.
Now, Nate, these are the resources that Africa have. Down at the bottom. Read them.
Okay. Oh, the resorts.
The resources that's in the ground in
okay,
Africa.
we have Clue Oil, Diamond, Gold, Coffee, Cocoa, Tea, Platinum, Cotton, Minerals, Rubies,
Uranium.
Uranium, Magnesium,
Magnesium.
I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we use on our phone supplies
Yes.
and rubber. So Africa got everything
All that stuff is in
that
Africa.
we use
Yeah.
in America comes from Africa.
Yeah. Yeah. The rubber
That's amazing.
that we use for the tires on our car.
That's amazing. But we don't have.
But they don't pay the full price. They don't pay the full price to Africa for the stuff because see, like Africa sell most of their stuff in the first stage instead of refining the products.
Right.
Like when they pull a diamond out the ground, it's got black stuff all around it, and they just sell it to somebody over there in England or whatever place, and they the one that cleans it up and sells it for a lot of money. So what does Lady Dr. Ariana want people to do is to refine the products in Africa.
And clean in Africa.
Clean it up.
And make their own money.
And make their own money.
See, they're doing the same thing there we doing here. We spend more money than any race in the world. $3 trillion or $2 trillion. We have nothing to show for it.
Yes.
But that is going to stop. We are going to stop, and we're going to be starting buying my own kind. Stop being, what's that word? Jealous of each other.
Yes.
That's the problem we have in America. We are jealous of each other. If I have something and somebody don't like it, they get jealous. And that's what's going on right now.
And stop acting like you're superior to Africa. Right. That's the motherland.
Yeah, that's the land you've come from.
Yeah, you don't want to act like you're superior to them. No, we want to help them.
That's right. And they want to help us, but we're so dumb.
Yeah. Thinking we superior. When I tell anybody something about Africa, they say, oh, Africa. Man, you got the wrong image. You're going by the image what the white man is showing you. That's instead of trying to find out for yourself.
Yeah.
Because I want to know everything about Africa. I'm really interested in it. And this is why on our show, we tell you about what's going on in Africa. We want you to know about the trade union, the African Union, what they're doing to have their own trade. I want you to find out information by listening to Dr. Ariana. She's a very brilliant black lady. She was the AU ambassador to the U.S. She's smart enough to be the president of the whole country of Africa if it was possible.
And the United States too. Is
Yeah,
knucklehead we got in the house.
yeah. She is really a smart lady, and they got her fired. They used it in Uncle Tom to fire her, and she's the one that brought so much knowledge. She was an American doctor, but she was born over in Africa, and she came to America, to learn to be a doctor. And she worked at 30 years here. She had her own clinic and everything. Then she went back over to Africa to serve Africa. And France and them got mad at her because she was teaching them so much about the history of Africa. And she told about how much money those Eastern countries was giving France every year till they put the word out to get her fired.
Ain't that something? Ain't that something? I had a quote from Joe Madison, but I gotta find it. And this is what Malcolm X said that they do. So I gotta look for it. I'll have it next time. Because it's been good for it right now, but I'll have it next time.
Okay, they say President Paul Kagame is in London for the UK African Investment Summit that starts on Monday, which will be hosted by the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. That was that man picture I showed you a few minutes ago. So they're looking for investments in Africa, and the people wants to invest because they know Africa is getting ready to shoot out the top of the mountain. They're getting the people are coming together and stop fighting each other.
Yeah.
According to a statement from the presidency of Kagame, besides attending the summit's open, will participate in a trade and investment session alongside Presidents Peter Mutharika of Malawi and Alpha Conde of Guinea. During the summit, Rwanda and the World Bank will launch a 3-year fixed-rate denominated bond worth $40 million at the London Stock Exchange. The high-level summit will bring together businesses, governments, and international institutions from Africa and the UK to showcase and promote the breadth and quality of investment opportunities across the African continent. Companies operating in Rwanda attended the summit, including the Bank of Kigali. That's a beautiful town too, Kigali. I would like for us to go there. That's supposed to be the cleanest city over there. And the UK is the second largest foreign investor in Rwanda with 448 million. It's a lot they can do in that country with that kind of money.
Okay, the next one.
I'm gonna talk about Akon.
Akon.
Yeah, he's that musician.
Akon musician is.
Have you seen him?
I heard of him. I heard his music real good, but I never met him yet.
Yeah. So he's going to create his. They gave him a city.
Akon.
Yeah, they gave him some land to start his own city.
Wow.
And he's going to have his own currency.
Whoa.
Akon. That's his name.
Akon, yeah.
Yeah. And
he's
look
an
here.
artist.
Here he is right here.
Yeah, somebody there. Yeah, Akon.
Yeah. And he received read that, the top.
Akon received $1 billion back from Chinese investors. Backing from Chinese investors for his African lighting
initiative. So he's lighting up Africa. He's giving them electricity.
Right.
And I think he have 12 million subscribers. He have gave 12 million African people electricity over there.
Wow.
That's why he's getting so rich. And that's why he's going to be able to build his own city. And Nate, the city going to be tall.
Well, I came from somewhere.
The city going to be tall, beautiful buildings. You have to see it. So pull it up on your tablet, a computer, or your phone. Akon. You say Akon.
Akon.
Yeah. Pull it up and see how his futuristic city gonna look. I mean, it's beautiful. So this is this should be our last. That's a waltz, or is that a?
I gotta get him though.
Like a waltz, huh?
Yeah, I get him.
This is our last one, Nate.
Last one is Haiti Revolution, 1791.
It's 7 o'clock now. Have it been an hour?
No, it's 6 o'clock now almost.
Mm-hmm.
No, we started at 4:45. So it's an hour already. Yeah.
Yeah. Because the Haitian Revolution is long.
Oh, okay. We'll do that next time then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me put some music on, and then we will end the show with a quote. So let's.
I'm gonna let you quote
Let's go
and talk about what we discussed today.
Oh man, I'll get this. Now this guy, I'm gonna let you see where he's from.
Feeling like I can't live no more with my soul in my backpack right by the door.
That's him right here.
Is that the African guy there?
Yeah.
Feeling like I can't breathe no
Not this
more.
one,
Feeling like I wanna live no more. Oh Lord.
It's right here. That's where he's from.
Where is that?
Now is the right time, my brother knows Africa we suffering, but we
the song was about unity.
Pushing my birth. Black man, yeah, we feel cursed. Mama, we need help us. Why did you leave us? Now we confused. Scared little Africans, demon by power. Not the real power. Love is the power. Yeah, you and I, T.Y. Yeah. Africa, yeah, why? Yeah, we hate each other. Yeah, I love my brother. Yeah, I love my sister. Yeah, I love our mothers. I love our fathers. Yeah, feeling like I can't live no more with my soul in my backpack right by the door. Feeling like I can't breathe no more. Feeling like I wanna live no more. Oh Lord. Manja Sanja Pesulu, Sakonas telling you. 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 I'm getting the lemon. I'm getting the lemon. I'm getting the lemon. I'm getting the lemon. Strawberry, my Johnny, Mondi say, I'm getting the lemon. I'm getting the lemon. I'm getting the lemon. I'm getting the lemon. One love, unity, it seems like a dream. All positive words seem obscene. That's their plan, man. They want us to hate. Till we change ourselves, nothing will be great. Honestly, I hate, not logic, debate. All hate we educate.
What time your show start?
I'm
Stimulate. Yeah.
gonna start mine at
yeah.
I want to start earlier, but
respect and over.
I can't because maybe gotta go work at 7:30, so I'm gonna start about.
Oh, when you come back?
When I come back.
Okay.
We learn our way, yeah. Forgive and pray, yeah. We hustle our daily bread, yeah. Our dreams our only way. Through pain we pay, yeah. Feeling like I can't
But you gonna take him by 6:30?
my soul in my backpack right
No,
by.
he got to go at 7:30. I was gonna start mine at 6:30. I might start at 6:30 and end at 7:15 before he go to work.
Okay.
Come back.
So you just gonna start in a few minutes and
Manja Sanja Pesulu, Sakonas telling you. 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 I'm getting the lemon. I'm getting the lemon. I'm getting the lemon. I'm getting the lemon. Strawberry, my Johnny, Mondi say, I'm getting the lemon. I'm getting the lemon. I'm getting the lemon. Angegen telling me. Angegen telling me.
The show's about Africa, and this song is about Africa. So you know we all is in the same boat. Coming up next.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Yo, who you?
Isaac.
And who you?
Isaiah.
And what y'all call yourself?
Cool Cookie Squad.
And what radio station we listening to?
True School Radio.
And who y'all listen to on True School Radio? Queen
Mother Lois.
Who again?
Queen Mother Lois.
Because they tell you about history, right?
Yup, yes. Black history.
Black history. That's what we'd like to hear. You want to know about your ancestors, right?
Yes.
You want to know about where you come from, right?
Definitely a yes.
So you listen to the Queen Mother Lois, right?
Yes. And where you come from, the black people, you come from Africa.
And if you don't know?
Well, now you know. Now you know.
If you don't know?
Now you know.
Huh?
All right, Joe. Peace,
Good night.
love, and happiness. We are out.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe to True School Radio. TRUSKOOL Radio. Let's look for Queen Mother Lois. Can't beat it. Can't beat it at all. You'll see it. That's right. Just put a name in. It'll pop up right away. Okay, here we go.